Hello, welcome back. Boxer1 here, and today we're going to be looking at this. This is LEGO Set 75082, the TIE Advanced Prototype. It came out in 2015 and had three very interesting figures, as well as a very interesting build. It has some very cool play features, and just some very cool design elements. So we're going to be looking at everything here today, and we're going to be giving you my honest opinion on this very nice set. And we can get onto the figures first. First of all, you do get a TIE pilot, although this is supposed to be piloted by the Grand Inquisitor. We also get one of these guys in the set, which, I mean, I can't complain about getting a TIE pilot. I think this was actually my first TIE pilot that I ever got. But he's pretty interesting. He's very simple. He's your average TIE pilot, obviously. So he's not too, like, groundbreaking or anything, but I always thought he was kind of cool. He has that very simple back print, a very nice TIE pilot helmet, which is also used for the snow troopers and or ATST drivers. And he has the classic clone face right there, and just the breathing apparatus on his chest. He also carries a very nice short pistol. You also get this Imperial officer. Now, he's very simple. He has his Imperial rank insignia on his chest, but he is in tan. I believe this guy also came in the Zebulon class cruiser, I believe it was called. It was another Rebel set from, I believe, a couple years later, maybe 1 year, maybe two. And I wish I got that set as well, but this figure came in two sets. He's a little harder to find than your average Imperial officer in gray, and he's pretty cool. He has a slightly sterner face as well, and some very simple back printing. Also with that very nice hat. He too comes with a very simple blaster pistol. And the main reason you want to get this set is right here. This is the Grand Inquisitor. Now, he's very cool. He has some specially molded armor pieces that I believe were never seen again, such as his torso armor. As you can see, it also has a clip on the back for his lightsaber, and he also has this very cool helmet, which is exclusive to this set. I will take that off, and I will show you that he also has a very cool face print. Now, this face print is very simple, or I should say it's not very simple. It's very complex, it's very detailed, and actually looks really good. Now, mine obviously has seen a little bit of better days. I played with this guy since I got him, so like 2015 when I got him, so I definitely used him a lot, but the rest of him is in pretty good condition, and he does still look pretty cool. Taking off his head, you can see that torso and legs underneath. He looks pretty cool. He has just a very simple, but very, very accurate printing on him. I do like his printing. I think it looks very good and quite close to the show. And he has some very simple back printing as well. A very nice figure. I actually really like this guy, and I'll also show you his very nice lightsaber a little more close up. And this is his lightsaber. Quite large, actually. It's double-bladed, and it has a very cool spinning feature in universe. It can't actually spin in Lego, but you know, it's a pretty cool one. I actually really like how they designed this. I will say though, if you are not careful, the ends that actually hold the lightsaber blades can break very easily. I had that on the 8th brother, I believe it was, from the ATT Rebel set. His broke, so remember that. And with the figures out of the way, of which I think all of them are really good, and I think they are all great inclusions in this set, we can now get on to the actual build. And the build is very interesting. This is actually maybe the first Star Wars set I ever got, at least one of the first Star Wars sets I ever got, back in 2015 when I really started collecting Lego. So definitely a thing I think fondly of, but it's pretty cool. The actual build is very interesting. You build up the bottom of it first, which is very simple, and then you start going out, and these are full of Technic, so they're quite strong. I will say this thing, it doesn't break apart very easily, but you can remove some wings if you want it to actually break apart. I'll show you that a little later as well. But let's first look at the cockpit. The cockpit is the center focus of the thing. I mean, it's what you probably are drawn to, the big eye in the middle, basically. And this front can open up, and you can see inside. It is slightly dusty, but there's a control panel here, which is simply a droid torso with a trans red 1x1 tile on it, and yeah, there's not much else to speak of, but there is a place for one figure to sit, and to actually get him in there, you can open up the top as well. If he still doesn't fit, though, this front is easily removable as well. Although it's not intended, it can easily be removed for that purpose. And you do have to sometimes remove that if you want to get the Grand Inquisitor in there, and you can see what he looks like just in there without the top closed. But you can close the top and you can close the front, and obviously you can't see him perfectly, but you can definitely tell that he's in there with that red visor, and it looks quite good actually. Behind the cockpit, we can also see on top of it that printed piece that you could lift up, which looks really good. You also get some sticker pieces here, which I believe the gray matches quite well. It's not perfect, but the gray does match, and wow. That is some dust. I did not realize that. We got that out of the way. Anyway, yeah, you can see those stickered pieces. They don't match perfectly. I will say the grays aren't perfect, but they are quite close to the point where they don't really stand out too badly. You also get this very cool feature. Now, this is the main play feature of the TIE Fighter, or at least the one for shooting the actual cannons, which I believe if you're going to play with it, you're going to do that a lot. And it's very simple. You can see on the bottom, this little piece, which is actually attached to this, and this can actually rotate. Now you also see these spring-loaded shooters, which you can also view on the front. Twisting this will shoot them, and I'll do one so you can see how that works, and I'll do one at the front so you can actually see it fire. Very cool. And that's basically it for the body of the TIE Fighter. You can also see that very cool shaping on the back to get the prototype advanced look, and it looks very nice. But we can now get onto the wings, which are detachable, as I said. You can actually rip these out very easily to allow for you to actually just pop off the wing, like if it gets shot off, and that's doable on either side. I'm just not gonna do it right now because, well, I'm lazy. We can now take a look at the wings. The wings are pretty cool. As you can see here, you do get some printed elements, or at least one printed element here, which is this simple printed piece that's come in a bunch of sets. You can also see there are some stickers. As you can see, the color doesn't match perfectly, but it's pretty close. And then you also get this one on the back, which I definitely didn't miss a line at all. I was very good at placing that one. And on the other side, it is simply mirrored, and you can see very simple. Or I guess not simple, but good looking. Yeah, that fell. Another feature of the prototype that has to do with those wings is that it can actually fold. Unlike a normal TIE Fighter who is just straight up and down, can't fold the wings, these fold very simply into place, and yeah, it looks kind of goofy like this, but yeah, they can all extend outwards like they do in the show, and it looks really good actually. That's basically it for the TIE Fighter. I do think the shaping on the front is really cool as well, and that well, it looks really good. With everything done, we can now get on to my opinion on this set, and you may have guessed by me calling it really, really good. I quite like it. I think it's really good. I don't think there's much wrong with it. Maybe the stickers being slightly off color, but yeah, they're not even that bad. The figures are great. I think the figures are probably 10 out of 10. Obviously, these are simple figures. They came in multiple sets, but that figure alone kind of makes up for it, and it's such an affordable set. I forget what this retailed for. It was either $30 or $40, but that's a good price to get such a cool figure. And if you didn't know, this figure is very rare and expensive now, so I guess people didn't really get this set or anything. So yeah, I really like this set. I think it's really cool. I really like the figures. I really like the build. I really like everything about it. I also really like Rebels, so that may also sway me a bit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I really liked making this review. I did review this set about 2 years ago, but as you know, my reviews 2 years ago are much worse than my reviews now. Still a lot of banter in either one of them, but yeah. I wanted to review this one because this is one of my favorite sets, and as I said, one of my first, if not the first, Star Wars sets that I got. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed. I shall see you next time, and goodbye.